Welcome back to Gettysburg. Let's see what the Federals get up to. Federal reinforcements at the worst possible location at the worst possible time. Ow. Ow, that Federal artillery hurts so damn much. Blotcher's Knoll. Hello. What else have we got? More Federals moving about. Where's those Federal guns going? That's a lot of Federal guns. Apologies if you're hearing the wind. More Federal infantry arriving. Who is it? That's the question. Kelly, I know, is the Irish Brigade, so 2nd Corps. Cross is also 2nd Corps, I believe. So yeah, I must be blundering into the 2nd Corps down here. It must be literally 2nd Corps, 3rd Corps, 1st and 11th, and 12th. Okay, at least I now know how his forces are laid out. And then, of course, he has the 5th now as well. Probably up there. Cavalry moving about, being pesky as always. Yeah, as you can see, he's dug in on Benner's Hill. On Benner Hill. Alright, let's do this. 17 men. They're chasing me. The 34th. He's really shifting things about, isn't he? What's the losses like at the moment? 5,000. Alright, what happened? Isolated, 1 unit rallied, 9 units undisrupted, 1 recovers fatigue, no one routs. Alright. At this point, I am going to withdraw Posey and his brigade back into the woods. Alright, let's do this. Artillery. I have to be somewhat careful about how much ammo I'm bleeding away. But, for the most part, I need to try and cause as many losses as possible. Or at least disrupt him. Alright, let's have a look-see. What can we see here? Bang. Let's hit. They're in an orchard, so let's hit them. Look to try and cause some losses in there. The Warrenton Virginia artillery. Trying to focus as much artillery as I can on these lot. Let's try and blow up some of this. There we go. Cost him another gun. Alright, we're just going to keep on hitting his boys for the moment. The Pennsylvania artillery. We'll look to hit them. The Norfolk Blues can let's hit these boys. Try and knock out another gun up there. Nope. This lot can look to go and hit them. The Orange and Virginia. The Orange Virginia artillery. Cost them another gun. My guns are being fairly decent at, well, costing the federal guns. I've lost 3. He's lost 10. So far. There goes another one. Let's look to hit them. Cost them 6 men. Now, the Rockbridge artillery is to hit these boys as well. Bang, and look to try and knock out another gun. Nope, so... Four more men, and then the Courtney, Virginia artillery. And that's my artillery for this turn. Again, it's a little unfortunate given that the whole... You'll fall back and look to regroup in the woods. Yeah, the parts of the the Florida Brigade. Alright, let us... Hello! Oh my goodness. Cavalry on the flank. Whew. My cavalry. Alright, let's move up. Right Brigade. No, actually, we will not move up Wright's Brigade. We'll keep Wright where he is for now. Wait for Wright himself to arrive. And then, once Wright himself arrives... or I could just exchange gunfire with them at a decent range. Who can you actually see? Absolutely nobody. Typical. What about you lot? You can see them, but that's about it. Because they are hidden below a little bit of rise, so that's annoying. I would have to move here to exchange gunfire with them, and then they'll be in the orchard. But I suppose if I do start exchanging gunfire with them, Florida Brigade, exchange gunfire. These parts are Mahone. Yeah. Anderson's entire division has just been pretty much smashed. Unfortunately. We will pour some... Yeah, right, because there's a rise there, isn't there? Pour it into them. And then you can pour some into them. What about you lot? Who's that, I wonder? Well, I know there's the 1st Minnesota, at least, or at least elements of the 1st Minnesota. What looks like elements of the US sharpshooters, so... Alright, let's go up to there. There's, what, 80 men left in that. Make that 70 odd. Alright. Again, sorry if you're hearing the wind. It is just very windy today. Okay, 4,000 Federals, 11 artillery pieces. So yeah, I've lost more men, but not exceptionally not exceptionally more men. That's the 1st regular brigade of artillery. Alright, let's bring up McClaws. McClaws, you've got to come forward faster. Get your butt to the front faster. McClaw's wagon, I'm just going to detach off over here. The Washington artillery, I will also bring this way. Bring it all that way. Where is he? Wright. There you are. Wright himself is to... How far can he charge up the turnpike? Pretty far. So I'll have him charge up to here, because I've got to get him to his brigade fast. Who is next to arrive on the list? Hood. Hood will arrive at 8 PM. So an hour and 40 minutes until Hood arrives. In an hour and 40 minutes until Hood arrives. But in the meantime, we are just going to continue to exchange gunfire, I think. Bring up some more artillery from... And then we move that regiment of lanes to guard them, essentially. What about McIntosh and his... let's bring up the Fredericksburg and... Well, let's bring up these guns. And the PDs and the rock bridges as well. So, as we look to just establish more guns in the centre. My goal, while I have to be careful of ammunition expenditure, I want to try and absolutely blast the federal position as much as possible. Because with Anderson's divisions having just hit a brick wall, and therefore having to somewhat fall back as a result, Anderson's hit a brick wall. Pour in the gunfire. Alright, we lost equal amounts there. Shoot there. You will actually turn and pour in the gunfire up there as well. 3 more men. So we're just exchanging gunfire for the moment. Alright, let's see. Jenkins and his cavalry is likely to get blasted here, but my other option here would be to launch an all-out assault along the whole line. No matter, I suppose it's going to be super, super bloody. That's the problem. Pender's going to try and rally the 14th South Carolina. We bring up Pender's supply train to get into position. This part of Perrin's brigade can come up, rejoin his brigade in line. You are part of Thomas's brigade, so you can actually turn, form line, and then go into that hex there, and basically look after those guns for me. While also pouring more fire out. But otherwise, alrighty. Smith. I am going to continue to pull Early's division back onto the hill. Basically continue to put Early back onto McPherson's Ridge. Basically continuing to pull him back up to McPherson's Ridge. These are Devlin's men. Or Devon's men. So we go there. Can he shoot? No, he can't, because the North Carolinian, these Tar Heels are in the way. pour some fire into them. Pull up Hoke. Where is Hoke anyway? There. So Hoke's basically going to look after them. In the meantime, I basically pull Smith back as well. Basically move Smith to there. The supply wagon and Early can go up there. And then Hayes and his brigade will fall back as well. At which point I'm actually going to move those 2 regiments of Gordon. Now, the simple fact is what to do here. You can exchange some gunfire with that lot. You're not going to be very effective at it, but... yeah, as you can see, he's brought up a lot of reinforcements to the Peach Orchard, which has beaten off my first assault. But, with General Longstreet arriving with McLaws, I'll have General McLaws basically follow this road down and look to set up here and look to try and cave in his entire flank. That's the plan, at least. Whether said plan works, completely different matter. Alrighty, onwards to the melee. Let's try and get rid of these guns, shall we? Just overrun a bunch of guns. I'm probably going to get punished for that gravely. But I'll pull back anyway after that, with Jenkins and his cavalry, just to try and work round. Well, we can't melee them, which means they are going to pretty much be dead, but for the most part, McLaws and his lead brigade should be maybe a turn away from arriving at Anderson's position, another turn from getting to where he wants to go. So maybe 2-3 turns, so about an hour from arriving where I want him. So I should have waited. It turns out I should have definitely waited with the whole assault by Anderson. So Anderson, I jumped the gun with Anderson's division and I've paid the price for it. But hopefully I can pull most of Anderson's division back and get it to somewhat rest for a few hours. while I have my claws look to take advantage of the position. Anyway, onwards we go.